everyone, and welcome to Queer Voices UK. So, today the topic of conversation is going to be, how is it being a queer musician? Is there space for queer musicians? You know, as the world is getting more accepting of queerness, there is an outstanding amount of artists who are queer and successful in the music industry. You know, there's Arlo Parks, Lovely Roo, Cat Burns, Sam Smith, and just so many more up-and-coming rising stars. The question is, how is it being a queer musician? I'm heading to a small London jazz cafe right now to speak to 22-year-old rising star Thea Hallow, and we're going to chat about what the music industry is like when you're queer, young and black.
Being a queer artist is a really fun thing to be. I think the queer space is a lot more accepting of diversity in terms of like different representation. Me being a dark skinned person of color, I think it would be harder like trying to navigate wider society if there wasn't a community that I knew would always be accepting and open of me.
So the queer community is basically your home, you know, it's where you feel accepted and free and comfortable.
Yeah, it's also really fun because like queer people are just genuinely like really creative and colourful and bright and like passionate, and I know other people are, but I feel like queer people in particular are even more passionate. They've been through so much, they have so much love to give and are very like appreciative that they can, especially in the society that we live in now. So yeah, it's just you get to encounter a lot of cool people and expressive people, and they rub off on you.
Yeah, that's so true. The queer community just seems to be full of love and support. Really do, I see that in your music, you know, it's full of passion and love, like queer love. I also see loads of other queer artists collaborating together. There's just a lot of support. You know, there's a community, but would you say there are any cons that comes with being a queer artist?
The only cons about being someone that's a queer, like person of color, I guess the demographic of people who are directly related to me are less. However, I think the community is so strong and like so wide and accepting, it kind of counters that. However, yeah, the struggle is just, I guess, being relatable to like the wider community, the wider world. That sometimes makes me think about it, you know, like how I decide to present or who I decide to be with might hinder me in terms of like a mass appeal, but I know it doesn't have like any bearings within like the queer person of color, black experience.
Yeah. With 20% of 18 to 34-year-olds identifying as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender or queer, 92% of queer consumers are self-proclaimed music fans. But LGBT music is still rarely heard in mainstream music. I don't know, I'll definitely say that there is an emergence of more acceptance of queer musicians and queer love. Even if you look at Beyonce's new album, which is all about queerness and just embracing it all, the sales do not lie, 332,000 album units. So just go and keep on supporting queer artists because change is coming. Go listen to Love Buddy right now. Love Buddy by Thea Hallow. Thank you for listening. It's been Queer Voices.